Hi everyone, welcome back to my humble video. And in this video, I wanted to help you and share with you some of the helpful 5 tips when you're beginning to see double numbers and experiencing synchronicity in your life. Okay, so just a little personal experience. I guess I began my meditation journey 7 years ago now. And I believe I started to see numbers 5 years ago now. And at first, it's quite subtle and you don't think much of it at all. But as you break through more things in your life and you're raising, I guess, when you're sometimes raising your frequency a bit higher, you probably experience this period or patch of time where you see and experience these like synchronicities and numbers that's almost too strange to be true at that stage. So number one, I just wanted to really tell you with care is that don't worry, you're not going crazy. And these are some of the tips that I wish I had when I was going through my spiritual awakening, because I had no idea. And I always felt guided, but I didn't really have like a first-hand help or people who went through this who could actually tell me these things. So I'm making this video in hope that I could actually help people who are going through what I was going through. So first of all, so don't be afraid. It's actually a beautiful sign that you're waking up and you're on your journey into your spiritual growth. So just know that you're safe and that you're not going crazy. Just receive it as a caring gift, caring, gentle gift that the universe is sending you. All right. So number 2, I just would like to, this is not a warning, but it's actually a really exciting and beautiful warning in a sense that, what lies ahead of you is magical. So in a sense, brace yourselves for all this magic to be coming your way. Because as you progress in your spiritual path, this is gonna get more intense. This synchronicity, this guidance, these messages, these numbers. So yeah, just have that in mind that these are all good signs, and this will it will come with so much wisdom and learnings, and just this loving whispers from the universe. You'll feel so loved and guided. And there's nothing to be afraid about. So if, for example, I was never into numbers in my life. No, I was more like, I wasn't good at math. I was more into creative things or, just anything else, than math. But when I started to see these double numbers and these numbers, repeating numbers, it did kind of come to me in a more alarming way, because say I began to see numbers like 5 years ago, and then gosh, just before my massive spiritual awakening 2 years ago, the numbers felt like it was right here. So I would see numbers and then it would feel like something was turning my head almost to see these numbers, and these numbers like literally popped out at me and it was like here. And this was really, really intense. Yes. And it gets to a point where you cannot avoid it. But don't be scared. And you'll be fine. And these are just the process of you waking up, because what is beyond is nothing that I imagined or possible, or let's just say magic. And this level of reality that you'll be living in will feel like Harry Potter or the Matrix, actually. But, it's incredible. You get to learn more about miracles. You get to know more about communicating with the universe and the world. You'll feel more guided, where you can gently dissolve your egos, and you'll be led to actually find your true purpose as well. These are all beautiful, incredible, amazing, sublime things that, in the kind of lower realms of frequency that we all came from, is quite unimaginable. So just brace yourself for all the magic that will be coming your way. And then now, number 3, this is something that I would love to really encourage, in a sense. So for you to wake up, so I believe that everything and every being, every sentient beings, we all are guided, regardless of what we do. That's how universe is organized. But I feel maybe if you're going through a spiritual awakening, maybe you'll be going through some cultivation of sorts. That could be, shadow work or meditation, or, yoga, or, crisis in your life, or relationships. There's so many things that wakes us up. And what I really encourage is when you're going through this, and if you're getting, more kind of intense, these kind of like synchronicity and number messages and things like that, it's really important for you to allow some time and take some time in your daily life to do some reflective work. This really saved me. And I mean, my journey has been I felt really cared for. So but then I do hear, so it's not my experience, but when I talk about this with other people, sometimes like I do hear some horror stories, in a sense, that and I believe that if you don't do like a really deep reflective work when you're going through spiritual awakening, it could be that the process be a bit rocky, in a sense. So in that sense, what I really hope to encourage people is to do like proper reflective work. And this could be anything. Just spare like at least, I don't know, half an hour a day, and then write a diary, like, or you would get messages that because everyone has their own path, and you'll be guided into whatever modalities that you're drawn to go through this process. But when these guidance come to you, like, I really encourage that you take it seriously and you really do the work, you do the reflective work, because I just feel if you don't, it's just gonna be a bit rocky. That's all. You'll be fine at the end of the day, but at the same time, like, spiritual growth it's a hard work. You're blooming a flower. Do you know what I mean? Like, if you're a plant, you're finally preparing yourself to give birth to your flower that will eventually bear fruit. I literally felt like I gave birth when I bloomed my Kundalini flower on top of my head. It was you know, it's not like a easy, you know, job. It's not like, oh yeah, I'm gonna just, you know, it's not a piece of cake or whatever. It doesn't go down like a bubble tea, or, you know, it's a major work. So I just suggest that you delve into yourself, go deep in your reflective work. And my modality was meditation. And I feel this strengthening and stabilizing the mind really helps with any other modalities that you get to experience in your life. This helped me with all these other things, like you know, if you keep like a consistent daily meditation practice where you stabilize and train your mind, you'll be able to go deeper without fear, which will accelerate your spiritual growth exponentially, I believe. Because, you know, a lot of things that I have tried in the past, like other people, they create aversion to it, or they get scared, or, and at the end of the day, even if they don't have a good experience. And I feel this is all to do with training your mind, like 10-15 minutes a day of meditation. That's gonna push you a long way, I believe, in when you do anything, when you do Tai Chi or Qigong or yoga, like you'll be able to connect more purely with deep understanding into things and in an observant way that that you're gonna reap a lot more benefit out of with anything you do, even studying. Everything is a relationship, you know, and a connection. If you practice your connection with yourself through meditation, you'll be able to connect with things more easily and more stably and get a lot more out of it, I believe. So this is the probably most important tip that I would like to suggest is if you're called to do some reflective work, I suggest you really get into it. It can be hard because your shadows or our shadows, they've been programmed into our survival. It's a hard one to break. The feeling that we have to change, it's not something that can be done just like this. You know, it has that incredible history of evolution, and for us to transform that is, you know, it's not a light work, but it's a continuous, consistent, revelation of truth that you have to gently reveal to your shadows and your egos and your lower selves. And yeah, and it's not about demonizing your lower self, because they have served us immensely in our past. It's about reverence. It's about having total reverence to our egos and our lower selves, our shadows as well, because they have protected us in the past. And really connecting with them and understanding them, and then letting go of them with so much gratitude, and for them to transform. When we say let go, like you're not really like releasing, or like they're not really leaving you. It's actually, they're just transforming. They always be part of you. They don't like leave you. It's actually, they're just integrated into a higher frequency, reaching the higher truths. That's all. They're not really leaving you. They're just transforming, if that makes sense. But yes, anyway, the fourth point is through this reflective work and meditation, you'll be able to feel the numbers and actually pick up the messages that's coming to you more clearly. The more you meditate, more you do reflection works, you realize a lot of the fear that we have is not necessary. Maybe they had helpful function in the past, but we carry these on without really thinking. They become just reactions where we don't actually go in there and think about them. and feel them and see if they actually do still serve us. So when you untangle these and transform these, you'll be able to have a deeper connection with everything, and you'll be able to feel instead of think. When you, even like when I drink this tea, when I hold this glass, you'll be able to feel and connect with this energy more than like me just saying this is a cup. Defining them as with just our intellect, and this is how you begin to perceive patterns in the universe. Numbers are also revelations, and each numbers have different energy. And then these numbers, if you feel them, you can see the pattern in them that exists in other things. And you'll be able to understand tarot better. You'll be able to understand astrology. You'll be able to understand I Ching, because these are all organized in the same pattern. And these are just different expressions for us, like a gateway for us to understand them. Yeah, there are some like key numbers, I feel, that you get to experience. And I'm sure you'll be guided, but then, try to feel these numbers as well, because there'll be a lot of message in it. Like from 0, like the boy, to 1, the beginning of something, to, experiencing the other, and then 3, there's more movement. 4, stability. These are all feelings of these numbers. 5, change. 6, union. And then you get to like one of my friends, she sees more like crazy numbers. I only see like more simpler double numbers, but then she sees like 137 everywhere, and these, I don't know, sometimes more complex. But like, I'm sure you're getting messages and guided in a tailored way that's that will be communicated more clearly to you in your ability. So yeah, I just I guess I suggest that you really, through this reflective work, that you begin to feel things, begin like practicing to feel things more. Just let go of all the intellect, whatever framework, whatever that we had in our society. Just feel them, and then you'll be able to receive more guidance through that. Yeah. So that's my number 4 point, and then the last point, number 5, is okay. So after when you're going through this awakening, and then as you progress more, and then you let go of all this more of your shadows and transform more of your shadows and things, I'm telling you that this experience of synchronicity and messages, that's gonna become your norm. And one mistake and kind of like almost like worry and concern that I had was because I was getting a little bit attached to these messages, these experiences, that I was like, oh no, like if I like these messages and experience so much, or maybe they won't happen to me anymore. Maybe I just have to like let go and like try not to see these numbers so often, because I see them all the time. But it's not true. These are not special in a sense. That's what I want to tell you. These are not special. As you progress in your spiritual growth, this is going to become your norm just every day. This is how it is in this realm. When you let go of a lot of your shadows and, blah, blah, blah. So don't put too much meaning in it. So for example, I believe it's a lot to do. There's a lot to do with the vibration and the frequency that you're in. Because if I go into a temple or sacred sites, or people where places where people meditate, like meditation centers and things like that, the synchronicity becomes crazy to a point like you just cannot believe it, you know? But don't put too much significance or importance in these people who's relaying you these messages or these places that's giving you all this synchronicity, because it's nothing to do with the place or the people or these things. It's just you're just entering this vibration where you are able to communicate and receive more messages. That's all. Because some of the mistake that I made myself was that I used to because I used to used to experience so much synchronicity in this one particular work that I felt like, oh my God, maybe this work, I just have to stay here even if I don't enjoy it, because I just, you know, I see all these numbers here all the time, but it's nothing to do with that. It just could have a better vibration, that's all. But it doesn't mean that you're meant to be there. You know what I mean? This is really important, especially with like the partners you choose, because if you suddenly raise your vibration and then you're in this realm of high vibration and you're getting all these synchronicity and messages and blah blah blah, and then maybe there is another person who kind of vibes with you in the same frequency and he has all these messages for you, and then all these things happen around us and blah blah blah. This also doesn't mean that this person is necessarily your, meant to be twin flame or whatever. It's actually not. I made a mistake. I actually thought like, oh my God, like this is probably, the person like that's given to me, but it's actually really not. And I just want to tell you this because now like I experience this everywhere. But before, when it's more kind of sporadic, you kind of put so much importance of these people and these places where you actually experience it. But it's just simply not true. And I think it's an easy mistake because messages can come from anywhere. But yeah, like if you're new to this whole thing, this whole experience and reality, you're like, oh well, that person gave you the message, so that person must be special. But no, like it can come from anywhere and anything, and it's really to do with the vibration. I just wanted to tell you guys this because it's an easy mistake, and you don't have to go through so much of a turbulence and heartache or pushing through things that yourself inside is not really aligning, but then just because you see these messages and things numbers in that place, that doesn't mean that you have to like endure some injustice or like it doesn't mean that there's a big lesson that you have to learn from there or anything like that. And I did ask my meditation teacher, and then that's what she told me. But then like it was so strong. Like at that time I was like, I just don't know. Like I actually feel like I have to be there because, the synchronicity is popping. But now I understand. The more you progress, this is just the norm. So it's nothing to do with that particular person or that particular place or that work or it's just vibration, I guess. Yeah, and then maybe that place was more blessed and just have a bit more of a vibe, but that doesn't mean that you're meant to be there and that's your like a place to be for you that you have to be attached to. So anyways, I feel like that's pretty much it. There were the 5 points. So I hope this really helps. And if you haven't done meditation before, if you like to try it, I'm working on a step-by-step guide where you can really gently begin your meditational journey and practice, which I believe will help so many people. And Yeah, just again to summarize, number one, if you're experiencing double numbers and synchronicity, number one, don't worry, you're not going crazy. And number two, brace yourself for more miracles and the higher state of living. Number three, reflective work is really, 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 really helpful for more of a smoother ride, for cruise mode into your spiritual growth. You don't want to be kind of like ding donged around. And number four, try to feel more than think. You'll be guided to feel more of the numbers and the situations and everything. And then lastly, this experience of living will become your norm. So don't be attached too much with the people or the places that you experience these numbers. It's just the frequency and the vibration. Yeah. And I guess that's it. So with that, I would like to send you guys so much metta, so much love, my Dhamma sisters and brothers. Welcome to your spiritual journey and growth. And let me know if you have any questions. And I'm also learning as well. So like if there's anything, I would love to hear anything of your experiences or anything that you would love to add. And yeah, I hope to see you all soon.